I can't imagine prepping for colonoscopy in a rig. I suppose it could be done, but it was much easier in here. Greetings, y'all. In my last video, I talked about the process I went through getting into the Medicare system and the choices that I made as a nomad. Open enrollment starts in a few days, and I've checked what I have now. The premiums have not gone up, so I'll be staying with what I have. And I mentioned that I would be getting a colonoscopy. That happened yesterday, as a matter of fact, and it went well. It was really a wonderful experience with all of the nurses and the doctor who did the procedure. Couldn't have gone better, really. I did find out that I have stage 0 melanoma cells in the crook of my arm in this big freckle. So tomorrow I will be getting those scraped away, and decided that in order to support the healing of my arm, I should probably lay low for a while. And that's why I am here in this motel room. And that got me to thinking about a question that gets asked quite often of nomads. What do you do when you get sick on the road? Before the last RTR, I remember getting sick on the road, and I just stayed in my rig. Luckily, I had canned goods that would get me through, and I had friends around. And because I would much rather be in my rig than anywhere else, because it's my ideal environment, it was fine. It took about probably 3 days to really get back on my feet, and it was fine. Because of the location of where this freckle is in the crook of my arm, I need to keep it straight so the stitches don't tear. I've done some practicing, and the hardest part seems to be handling bedding and getting dressed, and also the whole driving thing. You can do it one-handed, but taking off those layers of complexity or the decision fatigue that nomads typically have of, where am I going to park tonight? Getting groceries, getting water. I just didn't want to have to deal with all of that in addition to making sure I take care of this as well as I possibly can. I won't be getting sleeping medication by injection like I did for the colonoscopy. It's just going to be a local anesthetic. So it'll be managing some soreness, some pain, and taking care of the wound. Being able to anticipate these procedures is obviously a much better position to be in than if I'd been in a car accident or some major surgery. I'm grateful to have the privilege of an emergency fund that makes all of this possible. And I can think of 1 or 2 times of getting a hotel room to get off the road. One because it was going to be really cold, and another because it was going to be really hot. Otherwise, I'm usually in my rig or the house sitting gig I've done recently. I can't imagine prepping for colonoscopy in a rig. I suppose it could be done, but it was much easier in here. And, the whole mindset of, okay, this is happening, this is what I need to do, and having support around. I think the most difficult part of this venture will be dealing with my boredom. My feet are also itching to get back to the desert, so as soon as I can, I'll be getting back on the road and start heading southward. I have a stack of things I can do with one arm, and I'll probably be working on videos. So that's also an exercise in mindfulness, and it's a challenge that will be interesting. It's only going to be a few days, and then depending how long before the stitches come out, just continue. So if y'all have any ideas about comedies or inspiring documentaries or movies that I could watch during this time, I think it's important to have that trajectory of positivity and not focusing on how frustrated I am because I can't do exactly what I want. So if you have any recommendations, please drop them in the comments, and I'll have an update on how my procedure goes and when I can indeed start heading southward. Thanks again for watching. See you down the road.